Hi, everyone. Deirdre Morgan here, intuitive and clarity coach. And just welcome, welcome, welcome. What a great month we have ahead for us. And even though almost 2 weeks has gone by, I purposely waited this month so you would have the opportunity to observe yourself, observe other people, the world, and what was going on, and to see how well you are holding your core and building your strength and your life from within yourself. So there was method in my madness. Anyway, this is also an energy that is going to continue way past March 31st. And part of the reason is we have so much cosmic activity going on this month that it's like we have a double dose of every possible energy there is. Need an example? For instance, Mars went direct after many months of just being a slug in retrograde and maybe even generating or causing us to interpret and respond, because we are responsible for what we do with these energies. To be lethargic, to experience delays, to get confused, to get muddled, blah, blah, blah. All that's done. Mars went direct. So hopefully you're feeling charged up again. You may not be sure of your direction, but you're charged up and you're thinking up new things and wanting to experience new things. May not be clear to you yet. Please don't sweat that. Just allow yourself to feel this new, more punch to the ounce, more oomph than you've had in a long time. Okay, so we've also had Venus now come in and go retrograde, which always means we've got to go back and look at old emotional scars and issues. But this month, because we've got that 3 energy we're working with, and I'll explain that in a minute, we've got to do something with it. We have to convert any old wounds, any disappointment, put the victim, rest in peace, or the martyr, whatever in us that isn't upbeat, optimistic, enthusiastic about life. That's the 3 saying, come on. In January, we asked you to flip your story, to see the good in everything. That didn't mean to discount what didn't work for you. It simply meant see good in everyone and everything. If it doesn't resonate for you, you let it go. But you saw the good. You've had 2 months of practicing this. Now, it's time to really let it come alive within you, because when we see the good, life gets good. Life gets better. If you want to be an old sad sack and sit around looking at what's wrong and finding fault with this or that, complaining and being the whinger, you have that choice. You can do it and nothing will stop you, okay? Or no one. It's your choice, your free will. But you take a good look at what kind of life you are going to be creating for yourself to live in. Remember, 3 is the number of self-expression. And as I've said in my Zoom talk and my monthly insight letter, self-expression comes in many forms, yes, but one of the most important ways to express yourself is to be honest with yourself, honest with others. And that is one of the what we call commandments of the 3 energy. So this is a time to really get honest, be honest, so you can assess and evaluate yourself, your life, your relationships, your career, your money, whatever, your health. in an honest, clear way. Honesty leads to clarity. Clarity leads to empowerment. And that is the secret end all play for this month. It's relying on your own inner strength to create your life and not looking outside yourself for someone to fix it or handle it for you. Okay, this is time to stand up and be tall. 3, just insist on it because it's that happy, joyful energy. It's the optimist, yes, but it's creative, it's imaginative, it's playful. It sees the best in life. It wants the best in life and is willing to go for it. Sometimes people consider it Pollyanna. However, right now, in my opinion, that's a much better choice than being Debbie Downer, who's critical and pointing out what's wrong. And that really adds a lot to the conversation, doesn't it? So take your pick. You are being given a choice this month. As I said in my letter, this is a watershed moment, which means the choices you make this month have a profound and enduring influence on your life going forward from here on in. So, in a way, this March is a synthesis of all your inner journey work that you've been doing to clear out that doubt, fear, lack mentality, syndrome, behavior patterns that we've all been living with. But this 3 is saying, time's up. It's the whistleblower. So give it up and start to embrace and honor and respect the joy and love that you hold inside yourself. So, are you ready? Can you do it? And if you don't think you can, don't sweat it. We have 2 eclipses coming up, one on the 14th, a lunar eclipse, full lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses always deal with your past, but more importantly, eclipses are always saying, handle things differently. So when old issues come up or unhappy surprises or whatever comes that triggers you and throws you off center, how do you handle it? Step back for a moment, take some breaths and say, well, I usually do ABC. So what would be the opposite of ABC? XYZ, and go for it, okay? And with Mercury in retrograde, the past, particularly old relationships with people, will be surfacing. And my suggestion to you there is watch your tongue. Watch how you speak. Keep your conversations honest and direct, but remember, come from love. You can say anything if you're coming from love. And above all, watch your tone. Tone says much more to each of us than the words. So there may be a tendency to fly off the handle, to get aggressive, to get assertive verbally, maybe even physically, bless you. Deep breathing, hold back and say, I can do this differently. I can change how I respond. And that's what's being asked of us. So, the quick tips that I'm about to share with you are to prepare you for a happier, more meaningful life. And it's going to get even uglier out there in the real world of what we call reality. So please take my quick tips to heart because I've given them a great deal of thought And it's important that we navigate this month from within, holding love and joy within ourselves in all moments. All right. So my first quick tip is, how about putting an end to looking outside yourself for things to make you happy? Okay. Look within to see who you are and what wonderful qualities and characteristics and talents you hold, instead of looking for what's wrong. Focus on what's wonderful, what's dazzling about my life, because it will dazzle if you see it as dazzling. Another tip to put an end to is, you've heard it before a million times, let go of judging. Let go of that judgmental, make wrong call on people, places, and situations. And then let go of the attachments that judgments generate with us. Quick tip, if you're using the word should, you haven't let go of attachments. Okay? Should is outside authority and somebody else's rule, and maybe it's just not in your heart or a person's heart to do it that way yet. Activate. Let go of judgments and attachments. Remember, too, in January, I asked you to see good, get good. See negative, you'll get negative. But I said, focus on seeing good and getting good. You've had 2 months of practice. Have you put it into operation yet? Seeing the good reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, creates more openness of mind and heart, more willing to explore. It helps us to feel stronger within ourselves, mainly because those endomorphins are bubbling up and down. And that's our real nature. Remember, joy is the third element of source: love, light, and joy. And we have source, and we source within us to create our life. So love, light, and joy, being happy, is legitimate in fourth dimension. So please, let's join each other. Being happy, seeing the good, and feeling stronger within ourselves so we can maintain the balance, the harmony, the peace that is so necessary for navigating the world these days. I think one of my final quick tips for the month is, and I really believe it to be the number one priority, is take care of your body. The body comes first this month. And I know you all have your routines, the gym, the workouts, the long walks, whatever. But this month, if your body doesn't feel like going to the gym, respect it. If your body doesn't feel like a big, heavy plate of food, don't eat it. If you're thirsty, drink lots of water. Please skip the alcohol, the beer, skip the heavier foods, particularly dairy this month. The body is doing a magnificent job for you right now. You've heard me say it a dozen times. The body always takes the hit from the personal shifts we've made mentally and emotionally inside ourselves, which helps us to clear our perceptions and perspective on life and helps us to wake up and raise our consciousness. But the body has the final job and is the final word. All right. So with all the big changes that you're being asked to make, and even making, I hope, a resolution when we see good, then we don't hold on so tight to our opinions, and we can see the good in other people's opinions being different and being okay, letting them have that opinion. So your energy, you see, is never lost. It doesn't go wandering off into the sunset. It goes internally with you. So all that negative, low vibe energy, emotional energy, particularly, that you may not express, which is 3 is saying, gets stuck in your body. This is what creates unhealthy conditions and very unpleasant situations for it. So as you change, you see, the body cells must let go of the old energy, the toxic energy of the mind or the heart, must let go to make space for your new energetic consciousness energy. Got it? So the body's very busy this month, extremely busy. And it really is giving you a clean sweep physically. So you'll have days where you'll feel supercharged, and then there's other days where you'll just be dazed or glazed. You may have brain fog. You may just want to sit. You may just want to sit and weep. No, there's nothing wrong with you. This is part of the cleansing, the purge. When we shift consciousness, when we lift up to be able to hold a brighter vision of ourselves and the world, which is important if we're going to create a different, brighter world to live in. So keep it light, keep it easy, keep it smooth. Remember, we're in a 9 universal year. And if you remember back, the number one, what would we say, hurdle or challenge for many of us anyway, is stop personalizing and internalizing. That is the key to just lifting up and being able to experience joy and be able to share our happiness in the world and literally shift the energetic field we're living in it. So if you're feeling dizzy, ask yourself if you're overthinking. If you're walking, or perhaps I should say weaving, ask yourself, are you in balance? Are you still attached, still judging? Those are the little offspring that keep us off center. Are you exhausted or have days of exhaustion? And there can be 2 causes for that. One is your consciousness is trying to lift, and you on some level are not letting go, because if you let go, you're not quite sure what's around the corner. I had one of those days recently where I realized I had let go, and now I was living in total uncertainty. And for maybe 4 or 5 hours, I was paralyzed, thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? What have I done? What's next? And then all of a sudden, it all opened up, and here I am. Okay, so these moments happen, but it's nothing more. You cannot wake up and expect the same energy to operate that you had when you were sleeping, right? This is all most of this is. And of course, if you want to go to a doctor, have it checked out, you go to your healthcare person and get yourself informed and create peace of mind for yourself. And last but not least, if you find yourself thirsty all the time, of course, we always think, oh, must be diabetes. No, it must not be diabetes, not right now anyway, but check it out with the doctor to be sure. Thirsty means there is a new higher frequency operating in you, and it needs some nourishment. It needs the water. It needs the oxygen. It needs the hydrogen. And I think if you pay attention to watching your judgments, watching the stories, are you living a good story? Are you seeing the good in others? What are you doing? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you loving and appreciating that body of yours? Have you stopped taking everything personally or internalizing some of the disappointments in life? It's not about you. Let it go. Do your best to laugh it off. This is time to have fun, to play, to do what you enjoy and love doing, to give yourself permission. Practice this month. Give yourself permission to enjoy and love your life. You know, you've heard me say it's all about love. Everything else is incidental. Well, this month I'm closing out with it's all about joy. Everything else is incidental. So go ahead, kiss the joy. Give yourself permission to have a fun-filled, laughter-filled, joyful month or 2 or 3 or 4 and turn it into years. And I'll see you next month. And it is all about love. Everything else is incidental. So Godspeed. I'll look forward to having you join me again. And I wish you the best.